Good morning, everyone. It is New Year's Eve of 2022. Tomorrow is, in fact, the first day of 2023. And as you can see, I am just chilling at home. I've been at home for about 2 weeks now and actually only have a week left, which is a pretty short winter break for me as like a college student. I feel like the other winter breaks have been like 5-6 weeks, but oh well. Before I head off to London for our spring semester, I kind of want to get myself in the right mindset and set some intentions and all that good stuff for the new year. I feel like, compared to the average person, I don't think I'm like necessarily more invested in the new year, but it always does really excite me, like just the idea of getting to reflect on the year that I've had and also kind of getting to direct or prepare like emotionally and mentally and even like physically for the year ahead. Just to kind of get into the right state of mind for the new year. I think hopefully the next week or so I'll spend working on some stuff. I do in fact have a junior paper that I still have to write for my department, so I'll definitely be doing some work, but also like spending some time to do some work but more on like reflecting and setting goals and sort of like thinking about what I actually want to try and work on in the new year, especially within myself. And then also taking some time and hopefully we can do this together to like detox a lot of my space. So that can be physical space, but also like my digital spaces are insane right now, especially like my computer is like basically out of storage. So I'm just gonna try and clear a lot of stuff up in the next week or so. We're gonna get started today by heading off to a cafe this morning. Local cafe. I'm gonna go with my sister and hopefully get some work done on my JP and also just some like little things, uploading a video, stuff like that. So I'm excited to take you along with me for this week. Hopefully we can get some good stuff done, as a good nice reset for the new year. Yeah, thanks for coming along as always, and I'll see you at the cafe. Bro, it's gonna go like this. I got a turkey, honey mustard situation. You know how you get the same order every time? So and they give us free cookies. Because New Year's. That actually felt so unbelievably amazing to get all the photos. First of all, delete all the photos I didn't need, which were so many, and then get all the photos off my phone onto my computer so we can start with a fresh start for 2023, make some new memories on this good old phone. I know we talk a lot about, like cleaning out our minds, cleaning like a mental detox, or cleaning out like our physical spaces, but I feel like digital detoxes are so underrated. Like digital clutter is such a real thing, and because we use our devices all the time, like I really think it's so nice to kind of regularly take time to clean out stuff, organize, make sure it like is simple and easy to use. And I guess ideally you would do this more often as a routine, but I often find myself just doing it at the end of the year, trying to get all this, clear the storage on my phone, clear the storage on my computer, just get rid of things you don't need. I think I'm gonna move on to some reflecting for today. The goal is to kind of take some time reflecting today, and then hopefully spend some time tomorrow setting some goals and thoughts for the new year, and also continue that throughout obviously the next week, and hopefully the whole year as well. I want to make sure I keep bringing new energy, bringing new sort of goals and things to work on throughout the year. But today is sort of more of a reflection day. And this year I'm actually trying something a little new. I'm using Rowena Sai, who is an amazing YouTuber. I'm using her like last year's sort of New Year reset thing on Notion that she has, and she has a series of YouTube videos as well about how I think it's like 4 weeks to reset sort of your life for the new year, and I'm kind of following along. It's really nice. It's a very step-by-step situation, and they're not overwhelming at all. Like, for example, like the one I did yesterday was like 3 things I'm thankful for this year, 3 things I'm proud of, 3 things I overcame, which is so easy. And so I'm gonna take some time and work on her like week 1, which is like sort of reflecting and celebrating your year. Like I said, I did get started yesterday with those lists of 3 things, but I think I'm gonna continue that today. I'm just doing that in my good old journal as per usual.
뭐야 이게? 아유 장난?
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year, first of all. Yeah, welcome to my car. We are gonna go pick up my friend Emily. And last year we watched the sunrise, sort of, on New Year's Day with IHOP pancakes, and it was really nice. But this year, neither of us were feeling as energized to wake up at like 7 a.m. So we're going to get pancakes now, I think, and maybe just like chill in a park and hang out for a bit. But yeah, I can't believe it's 2023. Hello everyone, it's been a couple of days since I've checked in or vlogged, mostly just because I have been at home, been a complete potato, and been working most of the time on my junior paper, which I'm so close to being done with. Literally so close. Yeah, it's pretty evil. They set like the deadline for us after our break, and so I've been using so much of it to work on that. But I finally wanted to come in and share sort of my 2023 goals, intentions, and also just how I sort of did the New Year reset system with Rowena's Notion thing. The way her system works is like you fill in a bunch of mini little worksheets on Notion, and then it kind of becomes this one big page, I guess, with just your key words, your key intentions, your like key systems, so that you can check in at any time and make sure that you're on track, or kind of reconnect, I guess, to where you were earlier in the year and things like that. And I think that's really nice. Yeah, I just feel like having it all in one place, that's so easily accessible, and it's also really simple. The reflections that I did and stuff like that are all on the other pages, or in my case they're in my notebook, and I can look back at those if I want to. But then I have like the most important part like right on my laptop on Notion, and so yeah, I think this is super nice. If you guys haven't done any like New Year reset intentions, or if you want to like kind of push what you already have to the next level, I'd highly recommend this whole thing. With that being said, I'm also going to kind of walk you through what I've written here so far, so that if you get inspired, maybe you can inspire me, and we can just kind of talk about what I'm looking forward to do in the new year, and hopefully start off on the right foot before I head into my next semester, which starts in 2 or 3 days. So yeah, so the system here is words I want to embody to words I want to embody to values, to intentions, to systems. I started with 3 words I want to embody this year, and I chose loving, open, and healthy. I think this is a little, maybe an odd trio, but I like to be as like open and flexible as possible to things changing. I know there's going to be a lot of moving around even this year, so continue being a little bit more flexible, go with the flow. Loving in that I just want to show the people in my life how much I care for them, and also hopefully invite new people into my life, etc., etc. And then healthy is kind of a new one for me, and I think this kind of for me encompasses both physical and mental health. This past like year, I just feel like I was so busy that both kind of flew out the window, and so I just want to see how I can cultivate a nice balance this year, and hopefully make sure that I just feel well overall, which I think is going to become a really big priority for me. In terms of values, there's a couple that you can like choose from, and you can add your own as well. But the ones I chose for this year, my top 5 are family, creativity, finances, relationships, and health, and this is all in like very no particular order. I think some of these are more self-explanatory than others. I thought it was kind of funny that finances went up there. It's the first time I have ever thought about my finances seriously, but I think as I get closer to like graduating, and also as I navigate different currencies even for study abroad, it's just becoming more and more important to just like make sure I know what's going on, and also just see if I can learn a little bit more about it. I honestly have not thought about this at all, but for me, I'm realizing that just like as someone who doesn't really naturally feel like super drawn to finances, making money, etc., like as soon as I figure that part out, and the clearer of an idea I have about it, the more freedom I will have to live the rest of my life, and focus on the things I actually enjoy. And so that's, I think, kind of just why that's in there. Family and relationships are just, I want to spend more quality time with my family, spend more quality time with my friends. I think I'm also realizing just sort of like what settings I really like to be in with socially and with my friends as well. So just kind of creating more special moments for us. I really like taking trips with my friends, things like that. And then also family, just because each year I have less and less time at home. And so I really want to make sure that I create some really good memories with my family this year. My intention for health this year is to make sure my body feels rested, energized, and strong, and my mind feels uncluttered, clear, and focused. And I think that is a really well put, and kind of just like encapsulates how I'm feeling about mental and physical health going into the new year. I just want to feel like my body and mind are open and energized enough to be like flexible and adapting to new situations and things like that, because I think like I always realize, and I think this is probably the same for a lot of people, I always realize how not well I'm doing when I reach like burnout. And I think like hopefully the goal this year is to sustain, as opposed to like going up and down and up and down. And then last but not least is creativity. I feel like this past year I really tapped into certain moments of like creative flow and feeling like I was getting a lot of cool stuff done, starting new projects and things like that. Even just like YouTube, I think I've been enjoying editing a lot more and things like that. So I just want to keep making sure I feel like I have sort of these creative projects going on that I'm really passionate about, that I can sort of focus on, and also feel like I'm not creatively burnt out, because that was like a big feeling for the past couple of years, that's slowly being like getting better. And so yeah, the systems part of this whole thing was the part I thought was the most helpful. I hope you guys might take a look at this in your own time. But yeah, it's basically like you set an intention for whatever value you have, such as like feeling, energized or whatever, and then you kind of turn it into like actual habits and systems that you can implement into your life. And I thought this was really nice because like so much of the time we want to grow in this way, we want to try this new thing, whatever, but then we don't actually put in like any work to imagine how we might incorporate that into our life. And so for example, I have like family, whatever, quality time. One of those things, it becomes calling my family every day, because that's just like a nice habit to have. And then another further of this, like going further in that system, would be to set a time once I know my schedule for the spring semester to call my parents every day. And so hopefully I will do that when I get to London. Things like that I've written down here, such as designating creative days for myself for creativity, and keeping track of all the different projects I'm working on in Notion, which there aren't that many, but to be honest, but it's also like just validating myself in that little, like, my cafe Instagram can also be a creative project and things like that. And also creating sacred spaces for creative work. So kind of like, just certain cafes, certain libraries, certain auras of my room or whatever, when I want to actually tap into something creative. Finances, I have like checking my Roth once a week, because I literally have gone months without checking what's going on with my Roth IRA, and yeah, that is not cute. I want to be successful at tracking a budget this year, so I've started that a little bit with on Google Docs. In terms of relationships, I really want to work on sort of planning dates and trips with friends, and my partner as well, just sort of more like surprises and fun little things. I find that I really like when I spend long bouts of time with one person, or a couple people. Like, I just really love that environment and I love that vibe. I also, when I get back on campus, which feels very far away, but I kind of want to set some traditions with friends, especially since it will be my last year by the end of this year. Oh my god. Last year in college, so just like weekly traditions or something. I used to get coffee with two of my friends every week, and it was super nice. So just little things like that, just setting them up for myself. And one thing is to really put birthdays in my phone, because I no longer check Facebook and I've been forgetting so many birthdays of my friends, so that is a big thing as well. With health, one of the biggest things and biggest goals of this year is to just kind of get back into yoga. I was doing it really consistently over COVID, and also when I was at Princeton and I would take classes there, but yeah, I have completely fallen off that wagon, so hopefully I will be able to get back on it. I've been doing the Yoga with Adriene like 30-day challenge so far in January. It's been really nice. And I also really want to spend more time in nature this year, hopefully doing some big hikes or things like that, because I just missed being in nature after being in like a city environment for a while. So yeah, fingers crossed. I am feeling excited about this year. It feels nice to have a lot of things cleansed off my phone and my computer, and also just off my mind. And I think that having an idea of like what I kind of want to work on, and what I want to keep at the forefront of my mind is really helpful, especially if you guys have really busy days, busy lives. Like, I think taking just like a couple of days to focus on this can be really nice. Although I also totally understand like if you just want to take the year as it comes, because I feel like that's another resolution or like a vibe of its own. Hopefully I'll put some little clips in here from the last couple of days, but I think this will be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed catching up, and also hopefully doing some intention setting or reflecting or whatever for the new year. I hope this new year 2023 is the best for me and for you. And I think, yeah, no matter what, at least we always learn something. And I'm excited to spend this year with you. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.